Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Imperial Destroyer mod. Last time around we obviously took out Munster, or the Rhineland, and now we're gonna continue slightly on that, because we've got a rebel force that has spawned in, and I want to get rid of that, and then we'll march in, exempt tax, and we're fine. How wonderful. But really what I should have started off saying was, the king is dead, long live the king. Because William IV died at the age of, I think he became 86 years old or something like that. And now we have William V. And as you can see, there's quite a difference. While William IV had 0 stars, William V actually got 5, and that's because, well, I guess naturally he starts with 3, but then he has the ability of being quick, which adds 2, so we get 5. That's pretty darn good compared to the previous ruler. Very nicely done there. And then also, in technology, we're 2 turns away from abolishing slavery, which will add 4+ happiness to the lower classes, which will definitely come in handy, as we've had quite the problems with keeping our populace under control, as we can just remember from what happened here. And that's for what has happened in Europe. In America, we're having some other difficulties, so I tried again to march in here, but yet again we started losing troops, so I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. So I'm gonna march back, and not only because of that, because we have another pressing issue, and that is we have spotted quite a dangerous Spanish force over here. The fleet is way too large for my small fleet to take care of. And it's carrying quite the army. Now luckily for me it's mostly cavalry, so they could be kept out of the fort quite easily, but they do have quite a bit of cannons, which could break through. I have some ships in the area, but it's only 2 47-gun ships, and it's nothing towards these, which have 290. Possibly I could take... This one is slightly equal, but it's got 2 extra ships, 154 and 140 gun, so still outnumbering me by 90 guns in that fight. This one I don't even want to count. So I'm not entirely sure where they are striking. Currently the Spanish are blocking a number of ports in the region, so I'm not entirely sure where they're going to strike, but we should go ahead and take precautions by recruiting extra troops on all these islands, as I imagine they're going here. They could actually be going here as well, where I'm already recruiting more. Good. Right, and that's for what's happening in America. What we're going to do today, though, is in India. So we've got 2 armies moving forwards. This one here seems to be suffering attrition as well. I wonder if it is not due to the region being, but there's like maybe some kind of force limit of how many troops you can have in a region before they start to dwindle, or if it's something linked with say the fact that, oh, my army limit is actually 219 units, and I'm currently at 189. There's no way I have 189 units, do I? There's no way 189. So it's kind of hard calculating all of this, but no, there's no way I have that many units. It's kind of hard to calculate through this, but there's no way there's 180 of them, even if you count the fleet. I mean, the fleet only counts for 17 ships, so there's no way. I don't know how that's counted. Anyways, but I'm trying to avoid the siege because we've done so many sieges, although as I'm losing troops here, does he have... Sometimes they get trained. Oh, disease. Yes, it is disease. It is a disease. Okay. Huh. Could pull back again. Wait, I want to check then. Because this guy had something similar before. He's no longer suffering. But I imagine if we go in there, there might be a disease. Oh, wrong area. I'm gonna see about striking here, but I think I'll do this one off camera, possibly, just because we've done so many sieges. I'm more interested in going to attack here. So what I'm first gonna do is I'm just gonna check, because I'll possibly want to drag in my howitzers to aid here in this fight. I'm gonna do that, bring them there, and then we're gonna attack the bridge, and that is gonna be today's battle. The thing about this here is we're gonna have to play quite conservatively, because after we've cleared these at the bridge, we still have to attack the fort, which has a full stack over here, and then they could definitely be able to call on this full stack right here. So we're dealing with 3 full stacks. Now we do have quite the reserve of howitzers, which can blast the enemy to absolute shit. I have to deal with these guys as well at some point. Should send out some of these troops to deal with them. It's just cavalry, should be easy, although generals are quite strong. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and strike at the bridge. So there's 4,000 men holding the bridge against our 6,000. What I can do is I can send away some units just to bring in the extra howitzers, although I think 2 howitzers is probably going to do good against the enemy's army, as it is a river crossing, although I'm kind of looking to possibly cross the river. We'll see how that goes. With all of that, let's jump straight into the battle, shall we? It's a very foggy day as we prepare to cross this river. We're gonna cross over here in the wading spot, because, well, it's a lot easier than to cross the very small bridge. I've still placed quite a bit of troops here that's gonna slip across once the enemy moves in full force to counter me moving against this area. With that said, let's go ahead and start. And what I can see is that we have a massed cavalry over here, and we have a massed cavalry over there, and then the main kind of infantry body is sitting on the high ground in the middle. So they are moving now. They are moving. I wonder where. They seem to be moving a little bit all over the place. Now I want to get the enemy to come within the range of my howitzers so that we can start blasting them. They're gonna move over here pretty soon, I think. So we should prepare just to stop their cavalry, as I imagine they're gonna go first. So we'll do that to start off with, and we'll see if we can kill the cavalry before we start trying to move across. Howitzer sits ready, and yes, the cavalry is starting to move towards the river crossing. We have quite a lot of Indian cavalry here, but not as much as we have on the other side by the bridge. They don't seem to be moving towards crossing the bridge, but there's no way I'm going to cross with all that cavalry on that side. Okay, so we've got howitzers firing across now. My Indian troop is setting up, and we'll have a nice focal point right there as the enemy comes across. I think we're gonna hold fire to start off with, and we're gonna allow them to travel quite far within here, I think there, because it takes a few seconds for them to fire. They're not they weren't murdered as much as I thought. Interestingly enough, we didn't have any friendly fire in this, which is good. Now the second though might slip through because we're not loaded. Although I think this regiment is just about loaded. Just absolute suicide charges being conducted here by the Mughal army. And the charge didn't have that much power. Note how part of this regiment actually turned around and started shooting backwards as well. So at this point we've only lost 8 men, while the enemy has lost 2 regiments of horse. The problem is, seems like they're gathering up troops, but not seemingly trying to move across. We're gonna push the howitzers closer to the river, and we're gonna see about possibly crossing here, or at least sending some units over just to drag them into a fight that we can pound into submission by the artillery. Got elephants. That's not the general unit. He's over there, behind the Arabic cavalry. Arabic cavalry. As soon as they engage more troops over here, I'll be able to send these units across. Right, howitzers come closer. I think they're might set up their 12 pounders, so we should be ready to be able to some kind of counter fire towards them. Gonna set up the howitzers right there. Looks like they're sending 1 cavalry unit over. I can see some units moving this way, so I'm wondering if they're gonna try and cross the bridge. No, they're not. I should have set up the units hiding over on that side in such a way that they would be able to shoot. I think they're gonna go for the howitzers, aren't they? Possibly. Good shots. Howitzer deploy. They're gonna try here again. This time they actually pushed through and kind of broke up the unit, killing a lot more of our troops. Now this one's coming through. And it suffers only about 50 men before it actually gets through to the howitzers. Most of the units actually stopped. Oh, what are you firing at? Ah, you're firing straight into the army. Hold fire, damn you. They fired and killed 3 out of that unit. Okay. So 1 of the howitzers we no longer can move, which could cause quite the problem. Let's take stock of what we lost. So what? 22 there. This one lost 7. You lost 1. You... Oh, there's still a fight here. I was counting on... Oh, shit. Turn immediately. How am I gonna save this unit? It's gonna have to go like this. They've lost half manpower there. Come on, destroy them. Oh no, the second attack is, or another attack is coming over. No, keep going, keep going. Oh, it strikes this one. Not too bad though. There's an opening for you to start firing into the side here. Okay, you made it back. Start punishing this unit. Howitzers can start dealing some damage to the infantry that's moving forward. Imagine if I tried to cross here with all these Indian cavalry units striking at us. That would have been quite deadly. I'm gonna tell you to move like that. And you're gonna take this position. And you will be moved into a reserve position right here. In support. Are we getting artillery shots fired at us now? Have they deployed their cannons somewhere? Bloody snipers. Fire on the concentrated units instead. Yes, they have set up their cannons. And they've started bombarding us. You should be able to open fire here because they're not actually fighting this unit. So just as soon as they get ready, they should be able to shoot here. Why are you shooting all the way over here? If I'll move this one just slightly, should open up for these guys to go ahead and fire. Hopefully break this unit. Now they're attacking or melee fighting with like 3 units here. So it's not gonna go well for them. Hold fire though, because you're shooting most friendly units here. Right, this is gonna be bad because there's a large concentration of enemies coming up. And I need my men ready. I'll have the general charge in and join that fight. We're gonna have to boost the lines. There we go. We're losing a few of our own troops as the general charges in. But it's enough to break the enemy, which was exactly what I wanted. Like, boost the lines. And have you go over there. And prepare. This time around it's going to be more infantry-based attack. And then of course also elephants. At this point I think we can start to try and get the cavalry over the bridge. And get the infantry portion to start marching over here as well. Let's make sure no one in the back is on fire at will. We're gonna hold fire and wait for them to get a bit closer here. So the focal point is right here. I told you guys not to fire. Okay, now we're gonna have to fire because that cavalry could go through and charge, which could be nasty. Alright, keep up the fire. Have the howitzer blast the troops. Oh, they're pulling back, are they? I wonder here if we can try. We can get this unit. Ooh, that was a nasty cannonball going through this unit. A lot of the units are pushing back, so what if I try to push forward and keep this as kind of a point in between the armies? Where the enemy would be stuck wading through the water, and I'll be able to damage them from the other side. Are we crossing? The cavalry is slowly crossing. Tell them to speed that up. Okay, so loads of elephants trying to cross now. They're easy targets though. Continuous fire is blasting the infantry trying to cross. Okay, see if I can push even further forward here. We're losing the amount of muskets we can bring to bear on the enemy. But I don't think I'll mind that too much. As we now close in and ready ourselves possibly to even cross as the enemy is pushing back. I'm sending a lot of guys back. Right, the cavalry has more or less crossed. I wanted to go... Oh, is it impassable terrain or something here? Move to a position here. Let's see, how far can my howitzers fire? It's only camel gunners that are left. So I think the cavalry alone could possibly take out their position there. We've got the rest of the army moving across the bridge. Everyone mixed in with each other in such tight formations. Have this portion. I can't order them around apparently. They're tired. I'm gonna give a order of general advance here. I'm not just ready to cross while under fire because the enemy is still too close for me to comfortably start to cross the river. So I'm gonna hold off that just slightly. And then we're gonna see once my cavalry is ready to strike. Or they're setting up the tiger guards to stop us. You should be on that position like yesterday. Pikemen, that's not good. Let's see. They should well be within range of my cavalry right now. I'm gonna order them to move forward. And there we call the charge. Completely push through. You're gonna hit the camel gunners and you're gonna hit the light infantry out here. As we're now keeping a large force of this army under control, we'll start to cross some of the units here. Let's keep an eye on the cavalry. Some of the cavalry units aren't doing that great. My infantry is marching to aid. Charge towards the cannons. Damn, that's some nasty hits on my cavalry. Okay, and we're gonna send forwards more troops. The Tiger Guard is actually holding on pretty well, and so is that cavalry, which I didn't think. This cavalry unit needs to run away. I was at least hoping to kill one of the enemy's cavalry units. Although I know camels do frighten normal horses. Oh shit. We're shooting our own troops. Hold fire. I knew it was the stupid... No, it wasn't the stupid general. It's melee units. Damn it. Oh, we are breaking them now. They are being broken. Probably by the fact that they noted, wait, these guys must be pretty hardcore. if they decide to fire howitzer shells into their own men. They're winning now though, which I don't like. Let's see if we can't break off some of these units. I'm suffering way too many casualties in this battle as of now. Which was of course something that I hoped to avoid. Cavalry has to be moved away. Come on, shoot them down already. Send those tribesmen to the hill. Move back. Right, there we go. Now we can continue crossing. At the same time here, though, the enemy is closing in. Time to form to line. Put 2 in front on either side, with 1 in the back as reserve. Let's see, where did my cavalry go? All the way over here. The enemy has opened fire on us, took out quite a few, about 50 men out of my lines there. At the same time we're coming out. March forward. March forward here on the enemy. Do they still hold their cannons? Yes, they do. And I will fire a return shot on them. The enemy is charging on this side. Pikes going in first, followed by Tiger Guard. Why aren't you shooting? God, what were you guys doing? Cavalry, take out the small unit. Alright, reinforcements arriving. The Tiger Guard is being broken. And so is the rest of these Indian troops. The Mughal troops, I should say. Are we... the cannons are still operational. 5 men operating them. Surprised the camel gunners haven't been completely annihilated. Same over here. Open fire and you will move like that, and you will move like that. Come on, kill those camel gunners already. Pretty powerful. They seem to be able to take a lot of shots. Or it could of course be due to the fact that I guess the little forest in the area is causing that. Okay, the cannons are gone. We'll tell the howitzers to hold fire before we kill ourselves. Okay, so way too many casualties here. But we were able to cross, nonetheless. What I could do is I could definitely see about recruiting extra troops and sending them after the army to go ahead and come to their aid. But yeah. And we do have howitzers for next battles, if so need. If there would be a need, which I would say there is. There would be quite a need. Here's the result of the battle. That one cavalry unit got absolutely destroyed, and so did 1,400 of my men. We still have an army of 5,000 men continuing on the enemy. And of course the enemy, deploying 4,000, lost 3,500, leaving 500 men. So that's quite the difference. I have tenfolds what the enemy has, but 1,500, almost 1,500 is quite the loss. and that's not great, to say the least. But still, the objective is doable. I'm gonna move one of the howitzers in to replace the lost cavalry. I might actually push these guys together and add yet another howitzer piece to the army, and then we'll cross. But as that battle took almost 30 minutes, there's no way we'll be able to go on there. But what I should do is, for my recruitment centers, we definitely need more troops. So I'm gonna take extra company infantry to be recruited here and send forwards to deal with the enemy. Next time around, we'll probably continue here, or if I decide to do this one, we're not sure. I'll definitely don't end turn until I figure out what I'm gonna do here, either retreat or attack. And then further on beyond that, the problem would be where the Spanish are going. But that's for a later date. For now, we've cleared the bridge, and the path to the capital of Gujarat is open, almost. There's still, the small army that's retreated to the Baroda kilns is, that's not something to stop us, but they can definitely bring in troops before I, since I have to end turn to continue, they can definitely bring in troops. Maybe if they attack the bridge with me receiving extra howitzers, that would be a bloodbath, as I would have cause just to sit and wait for them to try and cross. But with that said, we're going to end it right here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.